What's up, everybody? Welcome back here. We have a video today of the Sofirn IF24 Pro flashlight, and this was provided to me by Sofirn for an review video here, and I appreciate their willingness to sponsor this video with a nice little flashlight product here. And the reason I picked this light to take a look at was I found some of the features quite interesting here. One of them being this side panel of LEDs. Another one being the side switch here that rotates. And that's in addition to the standard flashlight business end here. You can see in the picture of a standard reflector and emitter. And in this case, it is a SFT40 in 5000K. So let's go ahead and take this out of the box here and have us a look at this flashlight. Here's some of the specifications listed on the box. Got a moonlight of 3 lumens, a claimed low of 25, medium of 250, and a high of 900, and turbo mode, 1800 lumens. So let's take a look at this light here and pull it out of the box. Take this sleeve off here. And we have a magnetic enclosure. Pop this open. Now I have looked at this light already and put it back in there so you could enjoy the unboxing experience here. So we've got cardboard piece, a lanyard, and there it is. IF24 Pro. And I do believe in this little piece here we've got some instructions, a USB-C charging cable, and here we have the light. So right away you're going to see some non-standard features here. Now I don't know other companies that have potentially came out with a similar system, but this was the first one that I've seen, and it really caught my attention. So we've got the colored LEDs that change the RGB, and then we've also got a white mode here on the side. And here is the reflector end, and here's the rotating switch here. Let's go ahead and turn this. And there we go. So when you, a couple of features here I'll talk about. So if the switch is turned here to the little padlock, that is, looks like you can hold down and it comes on. And let's see here. And that's all you get, which I appreciate that as a safety feature. So you turn the switch here to this one. You can see that. That's the little flashlight symbol. You've got basic operation here. Press and hold. It's going to get lower. Press and hold again. It's got a stepped ramp. And when it's off, if you press and hold the button, it comes on in a moonlight, which is nice. Now this emitter is a 5000K, which is the upper end of my favorite. I typically would like a light between 4000 and 5000. So 4500 is my favorite tint. Here's a look at the machining on the side of the light. Got a little pattern there. Got a rubber USB cover, USB-C port for charging. Take a look at that guy. Looks like we have what I'm assuming is a battery indicator. Let's go ahead and turn this on extra bright here. Low, medium, high. Okay. So there's the little battery indicator. I guess it shuts off once the light is powered up. Very nice. Now this light does not act as a USB power source. Unlike one of their other models that takes a 21700 cell will actually function as a USB power bank. This model does not do that, nor does the IF24. Now we do have a magnetic tail cap here, which I'll demonstrate here in a moment. Got a nice gold-plated heavy gauge spring. We've got a Sofirn branded 3000 milliamp 18650 cell. Here's a look down inside. If you want to see the inner workings there. All right, we'll put this back together, go through some more of the features and functions. Got a little hole here in the cap for a lanyard. Attachment point there. Nice smooth threads. These do appear to be the square cut threads. There we go. Now we got the colored mode here. Got the 3 dots. This one here is just the white, I believe. So we got off, we got on. Now if you hold the button down, we got brighter. Even brighter. Looks like low. Now from off, when you hold again, same operation in the side panel of LEDs here. When you hold from off, you get the moonlight. Now the moonlight on the side is claimed to be 1 lumen. And when you are in the main LED light here at the tip, it looks like the moonlight is 3 lumens. So we're going to turn this now to the colored mode. So here we go. A little hard to see on the camera due to the exposure settings here, but this is a red. And let's hold this down. We got a magenta, pink. And if you hold it, it slowly will cycle through various colors, and you can potentially stop on a color or a tint that you find pleasing. Go through some of these here. Now we're back to the pink magenta. And if you double click here, let's see what we get. We got blinking. Let's double click again. Now we got the police lights. That's pretty exciting. Not something I like to see flash when I'm, handling business, So here we go. Police lights. Now that could be fun, useful for certain situations. Let's double click this again. Looks like we're back to the colors straight. Oh, now we're getting the fading. Okay, this is the fading rainbow thing that I like a lot. Now they have names for this. I forget what exactly they call some of these modes here. This might be, let's see, police flash. Okay, so here's the name of these. Let's see. Bear with me here, everybody. Okay, police flash. This is called rainbow. And this will slowly fade through all the spectrum of colors. It's pretty nice. This one is called RGB waterfall. Definitely like this one. Kind of just has a Rainbow Knight Rider vibe going on here. This one we're going to call this droplets. It's pretty interesting. Great party flashlight, people. This one here, neon fade. I believe this slowly just goes through the various colors, similar to the rainbow. And those are the side lights. And we'll take a look at the main light here. So we got same thing. Click it from off. Hold it down. Goes through 3 modes. Back to low. Now I haven't exactly figured out the turbo. Let me see if I can spot that here. So it looks like double click. Okay, there it is. Double click from any mode that you're in when the light is on. Double click will jump to turbo. And then single click there. Looks like it brings you back. So double click from on, and then double click again, we got a strobe. Double click again, we got SOS. Double click one more time, we've got a beacon. So somewhat useful there, and I appreciate the fact that they're a little bit hard to get to, so you don't accidentally trip those blinking modes. And we're going to kick this over here to the lock position to shut that off. And let's see if it remembers where we are here. So there's off on this rotary. Okay, it looks like it does remember the brightness level that you were last in when you turn the rotary switch to the lock. There we are. Let's get back here to the police mode. There's the brightest mode on the side. Let's see if this will also jump to turbo. It should. Okay, there's that. Put this on the padlock here. We're locked out. And there we are. Now we do have a magnetic tail cap here. I'm going to demonstrate that. Let's see if this will hold. I think the metal content is not super good in this can, but we do have magnetic action. All right, so now that we have the light out of the box here, we're going to go over some of the specifications here. We got an 18650 battery with a working voltage of 3 volts up to 4.2 volts. USB-C charging. We got a body here constructed from 6061 T6 aluminum, 24.5 millimeters in width, 126 millimeters in length, and a weight without a battery of 95 grams. And we do have reverse polarity protection, which is nice. And magnetic tail cap here. And the weight, let's see, I covered the weight already. A buck driver, that's something. The other model, the IF24, features an FET or a FET driver. That does get you a little more brightness, but also increased temperatures. And not as efficient as the buck driver, which is more stable, potentially less heat, and more efficient operation. We have a 5000K SFT40 emitter on the main light here. And we have a, I'm not sure what this is, but here's what it says. It says FY-1615RGY RGB LED. Now, I'm not sure what that is, but there's some LEDs right here. And it just says IF24-C and a bunch of numbers that are hard to read. Maybe see that there. Let's go to the, let's take a look at this here. Turn that off. Go to moonlight. Isn't that nice? Now, I love a good moonlight, and that is pretty spectacular right there. Got a little bit of knurling here on the, or not knurling necessarily, I guess it's knurling. It's a machine texture on the tail cap. Very nice for getting a grip. and O-ring there for sealing. This does feature a waterproof rating of IP66, which I do believe is pretty strongly water resistant. Not necessarily meant to be submerged, but can definitely take on some rainwater splashes, the occasional drop in a shallow puddle of water. All right, so we had a brief intermission there while I took this light outside and wanted to test the magnet here on the cap, and it does in fact stick quite well to the underside of a car hood. And that's if you have a actual steel car hood, not plastic or aluminum, of course. But it does stick very nicely, firm to the underside of the car hood. And I tried it at an angle pretty much just straight across like this, make sure it would hold its own weight, and it does quite well. And I would find that function very useful for, you know, milling around under the hood of your car here, or in the trunk or something like that, with this side light, you know, set up in a kind of a flood pattern here, something like this. And that'd be pretty handy for digging around in there like that, or fixing something at night. Let's see here. Turn this back off. Okay. I like just the style, the design. It's actually quite comfortable to hold in my hand. The clip is not, clip's okay. It's got somewhat of a deep carry, kind of a little piece here to make it ride a little bit lower in your pocket. It's got decent retention. Let me try to do a little pocket test here for a moment. So it does pass the EDC Hero pocket test, which is, can I slide this into my pocket without having to pry up on this thing with my extra hand or finger, whatever. And it does fine. Slides right in, has enough retention for basic use, I would say. You probably wouldn't want to do parkour with this in your pocket, but there you have it. These kind of clips, you know, if it was me and I was going to make this light, I would maybe try to figure out a way to, I don't know, I always complain about these kind of clips. They're fine. They're inexpensive, I'm sure. But I prefer a clip like this that's firmly attached to the body of the light with some screws or something like that. Now, if they could do that here somehow, I think that would be an improvement. Something a little more stout would be a little bit better for a clip. Let's see if we can pull this off here. There we go. Remove the clip. No way to reverse that, of course. It's going to be pointing the wrong direction, hanging off the light. Looks a little funny now without the clip on there, but a lot more comfortable in the hand, I'd say. It's noticeable. Hit me in the fingers here when I carry the light, but it's not a big deal. There you have it. Now, one thing to note here is that the reflector appears to be a TIR style, not a standard reflector, at least from what I can see here. And it does have a very tight beam. I've noticed when I went outside just now, I shined it, and it has pretty prominent hot spot. There we go. There's turbo, 1800 lumens. Overall, pretty cool light. Now, this light, let's talk about the value here, what we get for the money. And how much is it? So, retail price on Amazon right now is $59.99. And they do have an automatic coupon there that seems to be applied for you. That brings the retail or the price down to $44.99. And because I was doing the video, they provided me, Sofirn did, with a special link, special code, excuse me. And the code is an additional 10% off. And it would bring the price down to $38.99. And I'll make sure to put the code and the link to Amazon down in my description. if you want to check one of these out for yourself. I do think it's a pretty cool light for the money. For about just under 40 bucks, you get some cool features that I have not seen anywhere else. Not saying nobody else does, because I didn't see anything, but it's a pretty cool feature to get this little these colored side lights here. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely that one. Check that out. How cool is that? So there it is, everybody. That is your look at the Sofirn IF24 Pro. Thank you for watching.